Hi, this time I have made some improvements in this production, including the addition of the defense state. And the separate hand animations and camera control and lock-on mode. So let's talk about the defense state. So the player raises the shield to defend against the attacks. I just want the upper body to enter the animation when the character enters the defense state, which means the character should be able to walk while holding the shield. So to achieve this, I create two avatars, two different layers, different from the base layer. That is for left hand and right hand defense. And in each layer, I use different avatar. So I create this for left hand and this for right hand. And by doing so, I can use different avatar from the base layer. This is for a whole body avatar. So by using this, I can just raise one hand, not fix the whole body animation when I doing the defense animation. So to connect those base layer, I have to reset the weight of the layer. To set the layer weight to 1, which is the highest, and to edit it back to 0 when we quit this defense state. And next, I will learn about the animation IK. So this is a method that allows for the final adjustment to the animation just before it is caught. And notice that the shield raising animation looks a little bit step before if it happened directly. So it didn't resemble the natural defensive stance in the real life. So therefore, I create a arm fixed animation class, and in this class, I define. So in the character controller before, I create a variable to determine that whether we holding a hand or a shield in each hand, and by determining this, when we enter the defense state, I want to adjust the rotation of the arm after raising the shield to make sure that the shield is facing the front as much as possible. So you can see now we got a natural attack and defense animation. So next, let's talk about two hands separation. So in the Dark Soul, the player can not only hold shields in the left hand and the sword in the right hand, but they can determine which hands hold shield and which hand holds sword. That means I can use right hand to defense and the left hand to attack. So the current design now for only right hand attack and left hand defense is not really correct. And remember when I create a mirrored animation before. However, this mirrored animation cannot be correctly triggered because our input settings are fixed. To address this issue, I cleared before in the animation controller. So these are two Boolean variables determine whether your hand holding sword or shield. And by determining this, I redefine and discuss the input from the keyboard or joystick. So now, assuming that the character has access to both the shield and the sword, we can use left hand for attacks and right hand for defense. So let's have a try. We just assume that we can know from the weapon data whether this weapon is a sword or shield. So let's set it manually. Left is shield, and the right hand is not shield, so it's a sword. So let's see. I want to hold left hand, the left key in the mouse to defense. Before we hold this key to attack, and we hold the right key to attack. Before it is defense. So by doing this, the animation is separated from the input. So it's actually determined by the weapon data. And next, let's talk about the the camera controller. So actually, you can know that my camera can move very freely. So it's actually determined by the input. Now I'm using the keyboard input, so it's determined by my mouse axis. So if I use the joystick, it will be determined by the right rocker. And actually, for if I want to do this, I actually define this game object, and I use this game object to hold the main camera to this position, and I just need to use script to adjust the position of this object. So I do the vertical move and the horizontal move separately, and actually this is separately defined in the input side. So I band it together, and now I can move the camera freely. And also I have a special angle, so I can move really low over the model or really high. So next, let's talk about, you can see there is a lot of log freeze. So next, let's talk about the lockout mode. So in the Dark Soul, when we enter the lockout mode, we can uh, fix our eyes onto a single enemy. So let's have a try. Fixed. Okay. So now my eyes are fixing on this enemy, and I will rotate to set this enemy as my screen center. I can rotate by this. And you can see if I quit for a distance, this lockout mode will be quit. It can be cancelled. So actually, to implement this, I use collision box detection to generate a collision box file unit in front of the character model. So, and I will check if there are any overlapping colliders and retrieve it to get this game object so I can get their positions. And then I created a little dot here. I use it here. So this is a function to convert the game, the 3D position in game to screen. So I can fix the dot on the screen at the position of the target object, and from there, the character will move relative to the target object center. And furthermore, to make the animations smoothly, actually I've added many anime to create a multiple dimensional plan tree. This will make the movement more natural. You can see they have two access. This is depend by your input. So by doing this, the movement is more smooth and natural. And this is my result of the lockout mode. Enter and fixed. This latency because my mouse has a little bit, it's a little bit old. So if I change to joystick input, it will be getting better. A little latency. And actually, I found API in the Unity. It's very famous, called the Cinemachine. I actually completed down the camera controller after I found before I found the Cinemachine. It's like a more powerful and famous API. And next time I maybe try this. So this will be more convenient and will get a better effect. So thanks for watching.